Now falcha and welcome on in. That means hello. Hello you fuckers. Over the last few videos I've shown off or spoken about weapons in Warframe that we loved and lost. Well, not really lost, just weapons we tossed to one side because a shinier and more powerful weapon was added to the game. So you didn't want that piece of crap anymore. Weapons that are no longer the meta. Now I'm talking about our love for classics that are still fucking good and more than capable of wiping the floor with anything that you throw at them in Warframe, but you just stopped using them. So I thought because of this in the last few videos and the response that you guys were giving me, talking to me about what your favourite weapons once were, I thought let's have a bit of fun and break out some of these weapons to remind yourselves how good they still are, or why you dropped the feckin' things in the first place. And no, before someone says it in the comment section, I don't mean the cracking boys or crack-a-lacking or whatever other way you word what is effectively a space ball bag gun, the Gooch. It's probably what it should have been named. I'm talking about weapons like the Dual Ichors, like the Prisma Cleavers, the Dark Split Sword, Ninkandi, Daikyu, Tipido, Acrid, Flux, Soma, Tonkor, Penta, Boltor, and so many more weapons that are still in some cases viable, just not as good as some of our more current editions. Or in the case of the Flux and the Acrid, maybe not as good, you just have fond memories of them, and when you talk about them it sounds like you're saying back in my day in Warframe, so you can break out your space Zimmerframe, because talking about either of these weapons basically makes you old as fuck. And the Acrid, by the way, is still in my top 3 most used secondaries. Now with this in mind, I started looking at my profile in Warframe, and I honestly shake my head every time I look at it. And I'm positive some of you look at your own profile and do the exact same thing. And if you haven't checked it out in a while, then maybe you should. Some of you will look at your top percent and go, ah, Jesus potato, look what I used to use. It's the Rhino Prime, Boltor Prime and the Autos Prime combo, the old Cheese Brigade setup or Rhino Noob combo. Or maybe you were a spin to win player, or a Mirage Simulo user, maybe even a greedy mag before she got those changes a very long time ago on Draco. Now let me know, by the way, what your top percent is. It might be fun to go over more of these weapons and frame combos in upcoming videos. My favourite Warframe for the longest time was Chroma. I mean, it's kind of well known, right? I think I've got 1 or 2 videos of him on my channel, just 1 or 2, and you would imagine that old Dragon Tits would be my top Warframe, but he's not. He's my third. Kind of looks like one as well. And it reminded me of what my top 5 weapons for each category are, and I really don't use many of them anymore, and I'm sure if you look at your profile you might be the same. So I was a Rhino noob simply because he used to be completely invincible. I love my tank Warframes, but Rhino with Iron Skin, old Rhino with Iron Skin, when it was duration based, was impossible to kill. The normal Heck with the augment for more multi-shot is my most used primary weapon because of the augment's blast and of course the heal that came with that proc as well, but also because of how powerful it used to be, long before the likes of the Sancti Tigers and so on were added into the game. The Vaco Murloc is my most used secondary weapon because it was, and to be fair still is, an absolute beast. And it has that cool firing animation as well. And my most used melee weapon right now is the Plague Kripat Zaw, for obvious reasons, but it used to be the Prisma Cleavers, followed closely by the Aken Brunt, the Cinder Prime and then the Tipido as well, back when coptering was a thing. Now I'll be honest, I broke out some of these weapons over the last day or two, and I decided to use the Heck more than any of the others, and I'll be honest with you, Jesus, I can't remember why I like this thing. It feels really clunky and slow to use right now after using the likes of the Strun Wraith for so long, and maybe the fact that the game has evolved so much more since I last used the Heck. Now I used to use nothing but the Heck, but that was before Movement 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever point fucking oh we're on right now of all the different versions of systems in the game. The long reload time on the Heck, added to the fact that it only has 4 shots, make you spend a lot of time reloading, which would be fine with the likes of Harrow or a Toxicroma, or even if you've modded it for 8 shots instead of the 4, but damn, I really don't like it now. And I would imagine some of you guys, if you were to break out your most used weapons and frames right now, or some of the older in your top 5, you would probably feel the same way. Now imagine if some of these older weapons were reworked to give them an alt fire Now the Heck of course is still very powerful, and I have got a reload mod on it for this footage, so I've cut the reload time down a little bit, but like I said, it just feels slow and clunky, and it made me realise exactly why I no longer use it. So I guess not all of the older weapons that you have fond memories of will feel the same way when you jump back into a match and start using them again. Some of these weapons you genuinely will remember why you stopped using them and be quite happy in the weapons that you are using right now. But like I said earlier, let me know in the comment section below what your top percent is, whether you still use them or not, whether you have fond memories of them or not. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks so much for watching.